clarify how each individual variable can be used to in different models. I will basically tell you here how finance performance can be affected by BGD, how ESG score can be affected by BGD, likewise. Before that, I need to draw your attention towards this score, MAVO, mandatory voluntary variable. This was developed because, as your supervisor said, in 2020, there was a UAE law that enacted to asking listed companies to publish their ESG score. It's a mandatory requirement which will be held 2020 onwards. So therefore, we need to consider 2020 and 2021 years separately. That's a that's a different time framework. So therefore, we have used number two for those two 2020 and 2021 for each and every company. So before 2020, so we use number one. So we can differentiate all the models into these two time framework, number one and number two. So you need to understand that one as well. So now I'm going to do a simply characteristic of your model, simple characteristics. For example, if you take now, as we told you earlier, there are three major variables: finance performance, both gender diversity, ESG. So under each variable, you will see there are many types of variable. You can see those variable in through this Excel sheet. Okay, then both gender diversity can be measured in terms of number of female women on the board and also percentage as a percentage on the total board group. And ESG score, all ESG score, then it can be categorized into government score, environmental, social, like that. So you will now see there are many models that we can be developed and tested. So basically so we can have an idea like for example, if you take ESG score as dependent variable, so you can see the impact of both gender diversity on ESG. It's a one model, it's a one basic model. So under this model, there are many models. For example, if you take ESG score here, you need to take this variable and this variable and this variable. So all for each and every model, there should be one variable, only one variable. If you take ESG score disclosure, in one framework you will have only ESG. For another framework, you can have a government, and in another framework, you can have the social dimension of the ESG dependent variable in this case. Then BGD, if you take BGD, this will be an independent variable on the impact of ESG. Then for all models you are going to run will have control variables like size, age, leverage. You will see these three here, these two and this one. You need to integrate those components into your models. I mean equation. If you take an equation like this, on the left side of the equation mark, the dependent variable will be there. Then the right side there will be independent variable, control variables, maybe moderators, mediators, and everything. Now let's run those things in Stata apps.